Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last game, the last day of Tata Steel Masters 2022. And we have our champion, Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, the Tata Steel Masters champion. It's his eighth title in Tata Steel, where we can see. And Magnus punctuated his victory with a penultimate round victory against the penultimate round win against Fabiano Caruana. In the last round, he was actually paired against Daniel Dubov, his second in the World Championship. But unfortunately for Daniel, he was infected with COVID three days ago. So in the last three rounds, he lost all his games by default. Okay, we all pray for Daniel's fast recovery. And here, let's have a look at Carlsen's important game in the penultimate round against the former challenger in the World Championship, Fabiano Caruana. Okay, Caruana went for e4. Carlsen went for his ever dependable Sicilian. When Carlsen wants to play for a win, he goes for the Sicilian. When he would like to just have a draw, he would go for his Roy Lopez, right, or the Italian game. Yeah, but in this case, he wants blood. Yeah, because it wasn't still clear if, let's say, he draws this game against Caruana, Mamijorov has an outside chance of winning the tournament. Okay, the knight c6, bishop b5. We are into the Rossolino, the Caruana. G6, castles. Bishop into g7, takes. They also have games with takes on c6. Caruana and Carlsen also have this one. D takes c6 and then d3. And Carlsen goes knight f6, right? Some games he plays e5. Yeah. Right. Here, Caruana opted for the c3, quite a resemblance of the Alapin. Yeah. So knight f6 to e1, castles d4, e5, e5, gaining some space for white. With that pawn on the fifth, white has gained space. Okay, knight e4, an outpost on e4 also the knight. Bishop e3 takes, queen to b6, hitting the bishop. Queen e2, right, protecting the bishop at the same time is also protecting the b2 pawn. So the bishop moves away, there's no queen takes b2. Bishop d7, developing his last piece. Caruana went for bishop a4, looking to c8, controlling the open file, the open c file. Knight c3, takes. Okay, at the moment, this pawn on c3 is a backward pawn. So that's actually a point of target. Okay, queen to d8. It's protecting the bishop on d7 because it is being pinned by that bishop on a4. Bishop b3, hitting d5. Knight into a5 here. White went for c1. Now let's just say captures. Black will just go for bishop f5. If the bishop moves away, bishop back, this rotates c3. So rook ac1 protecting c3, patient b3, patient b3. Now we have the two bishops. Queen into b6, attacking the b3 pawn. Queen a2. It's not good to play b4 here because there's bishop b5. And this is just a very bad pawn on c3. Okay. So queen a2, a5. Nice move by Magnus. Queen a3, rook f e8, c4, takes. Now Caruana has a complete control of the central squares, e4, e4, e5. Now, do we say that white is winning because he has a control of the central squares? The answer is, at the moment, no. Queen a6, hitting the pawn on c4, c5. Okay, white has a control, but he has a bad structure here with d4, e5, and c5. Yeah, with a simple e6 and bishop c6. This pawn on d4 is a bit of a suspect. Yeah. So bishop into c6, rook to b1, a4. All right, protected by the bishop, because white was threatening rook to b6 and then pressure on the a5 pawn also. So a4, rook into c1, rook to d8, knight into d2, queen e2, infiltration. Carlsen is also planning to go for queen g4. Yeah. f3. All right. Carlsen's understanding of positions is second to none. This f3 was a mistake by Caruana because Carlsen now has this classic exchange sacrifice on d4. The control of the two bishops in the game. Bishop takes d4, queen takes on d2. White is up in exchange, but white has many holes to cover. Pawn on e5 is a target. Strong bishop on c6. Outside pass pawn. Would be one, queen f4. So, and also an active queen. Queen b4, e6. And here white went for bishop c3. Probably it was better for white to at least keep the queen, maybe queen a5 with some ideas of bishop f2 and rook d8 later on. Yeah? Maybe bishop a1, yeah, just keeping the queen, because that's the only way to at least give some, some pressure on the background. But with the exchange of the queen, it was from here on an easy technique for Magnus. Bishop takes b4, takes on e5. It wasn't possible to capture with the rook here, because bishop f8 comes. Yeah. And if the bishop protects, this would be 8. Pin on the roof. Also on the so bishop b4, bishop takes e5, bishop on a3, bishop f6, king on f2, bishop e7, rook to b6, rook c8, rook b2, f6, f4, e5, pawn, the central pass pawn. We have the outside one, principle of two weaknesses, the central pawn. Okay, rook e2, rook f8, e1, rook f5, protecting e5, rook into b1, e4. As pawn as we push, look at the bishop here. The protection of the pawn on the bishop c6, right? Keeping an eye on those two pawns. And the rook has no way of infiltrating the back rank or the 7th rank because of the two bishops. It's keeping an eye on these two spares. This pairs. So rook c1, bishop h4, nice provocative move, because if white gets g3, then he can get in the rook f3. So g3, bishop g5 attacking the rook on c1, sorry. Rook to b1, rook f3. Now the rook is into play. Bishop moves back, keeping the two bishops. Rook into b6, rook f5, hitting the pawn on c5. Bishop a3, protecting it. King f7, activating the king. Activate the king in the endgame. Rook to f2, rook to f3. Nice one. Takes. 2 steps away for this pawn. King f1 and then bishop e4. Now it's not easy to stop Black's plan of playing bishop e4, bishop e3, f2, f1. And here Caruana resigned, and after the resignation, it's Carlsen winning Tata Steel 2022. All right, Mamijarov was in second place here. On third place, third place was Richard Laporte. He also had a very impressive performance actually in this tournament. Giri was fourth. That loss by Giri in Giri won. Actually, there was a chance for Giri when he won 4 straight in a row, right? With the plus by this two-ball incident. And then he lost a very critical game. Yes. In which round was that? Was it in round number 11 or 12? I remember round 11. The critical loss doomed his chances. And Carlsen is just Carlsen. And the amazing thing is that Carlsen gained 3 points. Imagine top seed with 2.865. Okay, his goal is to reach 2.9. And this is a big step for them. The goal is still there because he gained 3.8 points in the tournament. And that gives him 2.868, 32 more for 2.9. He is just so strong. He is a class in his own. So congratulations to Magnus, and also congratulations to Arjun Irgaisi for winning the Challengers, the Tata Steel Challengers. So next year, 2023, he will be playing the Masters. Up and coming Indian young talent, young GM. All right, guys, thanks for supporting our channel, Charge Max Chess, and thank you also for watching our recaps on Tata Steel. And we will continue to give you more informative presentations next time as we go along. This is Coach Oliver. I'm signing off. Bye, everyone. Stay safe.